though I like this apartment, I wouldn't pay this much money for that size apartment in that location. But it is nice and it's in a good area and it's by a park. And some people will consider that this is a great price because of where they're coming from. Okay, so that was one apartment, 4 bedrooms, 1650 euros a month, 1,650 euros a month, around 1,800. 124 square meters, which is above average as far as sizing goes, and it had 4 bedrooms and a terrace outside. So let's see what else there is out there. Here is another apartment that is actually near it, right here. Same park, same hospitals, same tram stops. Maybe, it's a slightly longer walk to the tram stop, but you're going to see the difference. So this place, instead of 1650, is 1250, 106 square meters, but in the same area and not as updated. So here is the kitchen. Small sink, refrigerator, dishwasher, small counter space, and some cabinets up here. So let's see, 100 square meters, 106 square meters. Remember I told you that that includes any outdoor space that comes with the apartment, and then this is 4 bedrooms. Again, we want to put this, it's on English already through the website. It says it has central heating, hot water and air conditioning. That might mean that the heating is included with the building. You would have to ask. It has a living room, a terrace, a kitchen, 2 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms. In the last apartment, I did not see a bathtub, and that's something that we look for when we're looking for a house. And this house is, the Piso, is unfurnished. It says it's a house. Let me switch to Spanish because, yeah, so now it's translating. Okay, la vivienda. Okay, so it's a home. Okay, the translators is wrong again, putting it to a house. So that's why you got to use both English and Spanish to really get the full picture. But it's not a house; it's a vivienda, which means it's a home. Should be for 12 months since we're calling it that. Unfurnished, but they have the possibility of furnishing it. And then it says the kitchen and the bathrooms are delivered furnished. What that means is that they're going to have your basic things like a stove, maybe a dishwasher, maybe a washing machine, but definitely like a refrigerator and a stove and an oven. The rest of the stuff may or may not. You have to look for the washing machine and the microwave. Okay, and the laundry though. Okay, so and then it says there's a rental of a garage and a storage room included in the price. So that means that you have somewhere to park your car and to store some extra things. Okay, so let's see what the requirements are for renting. Once again, it doesn't say. So this is a place that you would just have to call and hope that because they don't have it on here, that they're flexible. And it doesn't say anything about it. It looks like it is a real estate office, not an owner. 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, terrace, parking spot, fitted wardrobes. That means that they have closets built in. The equipped kitchen, unfurnished house, central heating, probably included in the building or comes through the building. Air conditioning, swimming pool. That's something the last place didn't have, and you're paying 400 euros less here. And green areas, and it's been updated in the last 3 weeks. So here's one view of the kitchen. And then you have the outdoor area with the basketball goal and the swimming pool and some trees for shade with a little bench. That looks nice. A terrace, it looks like this is on the first floor. So that means there's one layer below you and then you have yourself. So in the US, we would call this the second floor. Doors to probably the living room that goes straight to a hallway. This looks to me like a more traditional Spanish home. It hasn't been updated or anything like that. It's just like the windows have probably been updated, but the rest of it looks to me just the door and the way the molding is. It looks like it's pretty typical of what's more traditional here. There's the closets, and problem here. A lot of people take the worst photos for these things, so it's hard to see. But you can see what I was saying before. There's one outlet here, and that's normal. You have to get some power strips for your rooms because there's something, but that's for like a TV cable or internet. That's not an outlet. And you have here's possibly AC or heating. You have to find out. These are the built-in closets. This is like a typical traditional type of closet here. Let's see. And also I note that there is a light fixture. Okay. There's a bathtub here, So this place already is better for me than the last one. The price is lower. It has a swimming pool. It has a little grassy area out there with shade and a tree. I've already seen the terrace and I see the bathtub. The first place I wouldn't have gone and looked at because it's too expensive for what I want to buy or what I would want to rent. But even though it's in a good area, this place is smaller. So I don't love that about it, but I like that it has a bathroom. It's got 4 bedrooms. It has heating and AC. I haven't seen any split units, so possibly the air conditioner comes in through the apartment, the building management. So I would want to ask, who controls the air conditioner? Does the building management control the air conditioner or do I control the air conditioner? Because in some buildings, you don't have access to your AC and when it's available. You might have access to the temperature in your unit, but you won't have access to actually turning on the air conditioner. We lived in a place like that here. And same goes for heat. So you want to make sure that you know how that's going to work because it will affect you because it will get hot outside and you'll want to turn on the air conditioner, especially if you're coming from the United States for the first time. It's going to be hotter than you realize without AC because you're not adapted to not having AC. And then the building's like, oh no, we don't turn the air conditioner on until June. Well, what if you want it on in May, or we don't turn it on until July, and then it's like mid-June and it's hot outside, or you at least want to have it on at night to sleep. So you want to ask these questions, but if you don't know that this happens, then you don't know to ask the questions. So that's what I'm here for, to tell you that this happens. You can see how the toilets are different here. They have the button that you push, not the little toggle. Sometimes the older apartments will even have a chain. And then we actually have a toilet that we have to pull the thing up. So all different types of toilets, but we do not have any with the toggle. And they're also not full of water. Okay, so here is a picture of the little sink, and there's not a lot of counter space here. And I don't see a bathroom shelf, but I do see an outlet. And I don't understand why they take such terrible pictures here, but they do. Okay, so this looks to be the living room with a terrace out there. It's a small terrace, but it's a terrace, and that's one of my requirements for renting. If there's no outdoor terrace attached to the apartment, I don't want to live there. I want my kids to be able to go outside and play. And the only way they can go outside and play is to be able to go out on the terrace. Otherwise, we all, at least one parent, has to go out. Unless you have a community area, then they can go out downstairs and play. But I really like to be able to have my kids to be able to just go out on the patio and play, like as if they were going outside in their own front yard. This is a compromise for living in an apartment for me. Okay, so this is still the living room, still the door that we've already seen in the terrace, and they have some sort of probably freezer out there. And you can see the basketball court coming off of that patio. And they love to just show you the same pictures over and over again, even though maybe you want to see something different. So here's the other side of the kitchen with a very small table in there. The other one had a larger table, but like I said, it's normal to have a table in the kitchen and a table in the living room. This house is not showing furnished pictures, so they're not showing it with a table in the living room. But if they did show furnished pictures, it would probably be with a table in the living room because that's the traditional way of doing things here. And this is a very small table. This is more for like working from home, maybe, or having a breakfast in your little kitchen, but not having a whole family meal. This is the opposite side where you see washing machine, stove, and oven. Of course, they're combined because I said it's normal here for them not to be, and it is normal here for them not to be. This is a unique with it being together. And you can see there's one outlet here. I haven't seen another outlet in the kitchen. That's something you want to look for because many times in the US, we're already adapted to plugging in our toaster, plugging in our Instapot, or plugging in our slow cooker, and all of that stuff is not going to fit here. So you're going to have to store it away in the cabinets. Then you're losing cabinet space for your plates and dishes and things, and you can only plug in one thing at a time. And probably that's going to be your coffee maker. That's why you want to get a power strip. But also you need to be aware that this is a thing. There are not a lot of outlets here. Okay, so here's the opposite counter. Probably someone had a microwave here at one point and they plugged it in right there. So now you have 2 outlets and a small like pantry thing in the kitchen. This is a small kitchen for a 4-bedroom home. And this is another bathroom. I think this is a different bathroom because the mirror is different. So there's 2 bathtubs here. So that's nice. Okay, so moving on, we have a bedroom with a closet already here, even though it's a shelf closet that's movable. That's good because maybe you want to put it somewhere else. and some more furniture for storing things in a small window. Two outlets on the wall. Um, a picture of a wall. Why? Why do they do that? This is the elevator. Must only be one elevator in that building. And there's the stairs, one or the other you take. And there's the front door to the building that you come in through. Or maybe this is to the back patio that you go out to the back area because I see the pool there. And then click on through and let's see if we can maybe find the front door to the actual building. There's the parking spot. I'll leave you on that for a second. There's the parking spot. There's the storage, the trasero, small storage, but it's storage and not all apartments have that. Usually these are in the basement area near the parking garage. Here's another view of the living room with the lighting fixture that's there. You can imagine someone would put a table here and then couch on the other side and then a TV over here on this wall and then that's it. That's the space that you have. Here is a bedroom, which I think that we've already seen. Yeah, it says room. So another bedroom here. They look kind of small, but for like a twin bed or something, it would work. This is a longer room. I guess this is another bedroom because of the closets. And they have lighting fixtures. Here's a picture of the full kitchen. You can see the refrigerator is small, not a lot of cabinet space. But again, I like this apartment better than the first one because of the price, the bathtub, the terrace, the swimming pool, and the basketball goal. That means the kids are going to go outside and play together. And when you're in the other place, you're going to be having to go to that park unless you go there and discover that the community has some kind of a playground. Sometimes they don't put that stuff in the ads. So what you can do is ask on the phone or get the address and go look at the address on Google Maps from the Earth view, from the satellite view. That will allow you to see. That's how we found out that this apartment had a play area in it because it wasn't listed in the listing. But my husband went on Google Earth and he did the satellite view and he was able to see where the apartment was, the building, and that inside the center was a patio. And he was able to see a little playground there. And because of that, we added this place to our list of places to call because it had that play area and they had a bathtub here and they had the terrace. And so it fit our criteria on those three things. And so we called them. But that's one thing you can do is look at the listing from the air, from the satellite view where you can see the greenery and the trees and the buildings and things that are there. And it will allow you to check out and see if there's anything else around that might be included with that building. Now, it's possible that those things that you see are not included with that building. But that's a question that you can ask. At least you can see if there's a possibility that it's there. So that's my tip for finding out more information about apartments here, because sometimes all the information is not in the ad. So continuing to click through, these appear to be more bedrooms, the same terrace that they've already shown us. They continue to show us that again. Okay, so those are two apartments right there next to that park. And this has already gone longer than I planned. So I can look at other places, but I will show you. I can look at other places on another day. Those are two places, two apartments that are in the same area, distinctly different prices, I think, because of the 1650 and the 1250. Totally different styles of apartments, different amenities, and I would choose the less expensive one based on just on the things that are in the apartment. I don't really go by like, oh, it's so nice and modern. I don't care about that. I care about functionality and how my family is going to live there and work there. How are my kids going to play? How the daily life thing? I don't need to look at crown molding. I don't need to look at skylights. I want my kids to be able to take a bath. I want to be able to have my daily life functioning well, not the aesthetics. The aesthetics are not important to me, and I'm not paying for aesthetics. So, anyways, I will tell you quickly so that you can go and take my advice and look at other areas, some parks to look at. Right here, Miraflores, look there. That's a nice park and a nice area. This is Parque Grande, and if you live on this side where you see the H, you will be in a good area here if you're living in here. Okay, this is another park here, but it's not as nice as Parque Grande. So I'm talking about this area right in here. And so then you have Romareda over here, but there's no large parks over there. So then the next place that I would go to is Plaza Los Sitios. And I actually wanted to show you a house here because, oh my gosh, it is so amazing. So maybe I'm going to make a follow-up video with that apartment because I think it's the most expensive apartment that I could find here with 4 bedrooms. So I want to do that one next, but that will be after I show you these parks, and maybe my next video will be that. I don't recommend this area because I just saw some bad news about that area. So even though this is a nice park and they have activities there, Parque del Tío Jorge, I wouldn't recommend to live there. So the next park that I would want to look at, because I love this park, is Parque del Agua. If you can live somewhere in here, you see these are all 4 bedroom apartments. You live somewhere in here and you're going to have access to Gran Casa, Hipercor, Carrefour, and this amazing park here. And then, you come right across the river. Helios is here as well. You come right across the river and you're in the main part of the city. It's easy access. So those are the 3 nice areas near parks that I would look at. This is one of them here. And then you come over here to Plaza Los Sitios and you have another one here. Very nice park, including that it has a dog park. And Parque del Agua, you can also take your dogs there. I don't know if it has an actual designated dog park, but Plaza de los Sitios does. Parque Miraflores does have at least 2 dog runs in it. And then Parque Grande, you can also take your dogs here. And I don't know if they have an actual dog park, but you can still take your dogs there and live there. So my next video, which I'm going to do right after this one and post it on a different day, is going to be for that expensive apartment that I saw, because there's one right here too for 25, but this one is 29, and I don't see one more costs more than that. So, oh, here's 29.50. So I don't know. Let's see. I will look at 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to set the limit over here to like, I don't know, 2,500, and look and see what those apartments are for that really high price point. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you. If there is an apartment size, amenities, number of bedrooms, different things that you want to look for, let me know. And I can do a search for you through a video for exactly what it is that you're looking for. And then you can see what you think. Maybe you want to call the owner and see about renting it. But anyhow, or maybe you're just interested to see what we can get here and how we find rentals. And so this is part of that, how we find rentals and the types of things that we look for and the types of research that we do. Okay, so I am available. I'm available to look at apartments for you. I am available to go and look at an area for you, and take a little video for you to see what's around and what it looks like on the ground and what my impression is of it for living there. And but also I'm also available for just checking out a place here on Idealista and showing you how we do it and putting the video up on YouTube for everyone to see. Okay, so you can let me know in the comments what you think and what you want me to look for next. All right, so thank you and have a good day.